Always in a big wood, when you leave familiar ground and step off alone into a new place, there will be, along with the feelings of curiosity and excitement, a little nagging of dread. It is the ancient fear of the unknown, and it is your first bond with the wilderness you are going into. What you are doing is exploring. You are undertaking the first experience, not of the place, but of yourself in that place. It is an experience of our essential loneliness, for nobody can discover the world for anyone else. It is only after we have discovered it for ourselves that it becomes a common ground and a common bond, and we cease to be alone. Wendell Berry.
Okay, let's take a break. Let's stretch your legs and take a little break here.
I don't see why we need to stop just because of a little rain.
Come on, everyone. Time's a wasting. If I'm going to get you to that tower, we've got to get moving. Okay, according to this map, we take the fork to the left.
No. You gotta go to the right. Ruth, what do you think?
Oh, trust your gut, son. It's not my first time reading a map.
I don't know, Grant. It looks to me as if the right would be the correct way.
Ruthie, you get in the back and I'll steer. Let's go.
I find the greatest thing in this world is not so much where we stand, as in what direction we are moving. Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Where are we? This doesn't look right to me.
I'm getting concerned, too. Grant, can you just humor me for a minute, please? Just let me see the map.
I know what I'm doing, Ruth.
Could I just see the map, please? Grant, I know that you believe that your reading of the map is correct as you see it. I just want to check that your interpretation is as I see it to be. I'm very far away from your understanding of where we're at. And I just want to be sure that we're going the right direction. All I'm concerned about is that we're going the right way and that we're making the right decision. I'm not trying to criticize you, Grant.
Yes, you are. Just spit it out, Ruth. What are you trying to say?
Leave her alone, Grant. None of us think you know where we are.
Whatever.
You must have been reading this upside down. We're way off course. I see where we are here.
I've never been down this river before, and it's all starting to look the same to me.
Great. You mean we've wasted a half an hour because Grant read the map wrong?
No way. I know what I'm doing.
Can you believe this?
Grant, I know that you're really gung-ho to lead us through this part of the trip, and that you can feel that you can accomplish it. Is that a correct perception?
Yes.
I think we better get to shore and sort this out.
We can see now that Grant is defensive about his mistake. There appears to be a need to engage in conflict resolution to get him to recognize this. Ruth has initiated a conflict resolution process by making an effort to identify the problem rather than reacting to the symptoms of the problem. Ruth is going through a constructive feedback model. She is asking the person in the middle of the conflict, Grant, for A, permission to speak, B, checking her perception of what the speaker is trying to communicate, C, interpreting the data provided, D, checking if her interpretation is appropriate, E, expressing her own feelings, F, expressing her own intentions, G, suggested actions to help bring the situation to resolution or problem into focus. She is trying not to evaluate Grant. Instead, she is describing. She does not use labels. She speaks for herself, uses I rather than you, phrases the issue as a statement, not a question, does not exaggerate in her presentation of the facts and issues. It is very important to give constructive feedback like this. The team must acknowledge the need for feedback, contract for the feedback, know when to give it, understand the context, focus on the needs of the receiver, restrict your feedback to things you know for certain, and direct it toward the behavior the receiver can actually do something about.
What is this nonsense? You people don't know how to make up your minds. Why don't you listen to what I tell you?
It seems that everyone is trying to offer a solution without really understanding the problem. The first step in conflict resolution is to determine what the problem is.
Yes, Grant, what is going on here? Why do you think that we should follow you?
I'm the most senior person in the company, and I should be the one to determine which direction we go in.
Oh, I see where you're coming from now. Look, Grant, I don't know if you remember, but when we started out, we agreed that this would be a group effort, that we would make decisions as a team. Now, look, this is not the office. We all have equal say in what happens. Now, are you okay with this or not?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
So, as I see it then, our problem is how we will make decisions.
We have to have a consensus where everyone agrees.
All right, look, let me just try and organize what I'm hearing here, okay? We need to decide whether we're going to vote on decisions or whether we're not. And if we're going to vote, then we have to decide whether consensus or majority is the criteria. So, all right, what I propose is that everybody has a chance to express their ideas, and then we'll try and find an idea that everybody likes. And if not, then we'll just keep working through the problems until we find a solution that everyone can live with. Okay, how's that sound?
So, we're still left with the question of which direction we should go, right?
Well.
The process for conflict resolution must maintain the dignity and respect for all involved in the situation. Grant needed to be handled carefully here. This means listening with empathy and full presence to what he had to say. Conflict resolution requires members to find the common ground while honoring the diversity on the team. In this situation, we must deal with the conflict constructively by first identifying the problem with the team members. Within this process, the team must practice skills involved in providing constructive feedback in the discussion of the problem. Once the problem is clear to everyone, the team must generate solutions, plan to put ideas into action, implement, evaluate, and then revise where necessary. I've put a memo containing a more detailed explanation of these points in your knapsack. I suggest that you read it before moving on.